Okay, so now we have this Tron bike that drives across the screen, comes back, drives across the screen, comes back, etc., etc. We know that we're changing the position and the speed depending on what is happening inside of our code. It's pretty mesmerizing. It kind of looks like the Tron bike is bouncing off a wall or something. So let's go ahead and let's keep track of exactly what's going on with our Tron bike here. And to do that, I'm going to start going into strings a little bit more. Now, in P5, you can print strings onto the screen by using the function called text. T-E-X-T, text, just like this. Back in our P5 reference, actually, if you go back in the P5 reference and you scroll down, way down to text, I'm just going to look for it. I think it's right. Typography, here we go. You find text right there. And you see that we have a couple different things we can do. We can fill in text size, text color, etc. But all you need to do to get text to appear on the screen is the function text followed by the string that you want to appear on the screen, the X position and the Y position. So let's do it. I'm going to come here and I'm going to write the word, just the string called position, just like this. And then I'm going to make it at 25, 25 or something like that. And when I save this, I should see the string position. There it is. You can kind of see it. It's super small. See that? It's up there. It's tiny. So let's make that much bigger by right above the text, typing in the function called text size and passing in 32 as our argument, making it much, much bigger. Now we have the word position right here. This is a string. A string is a literal string of characters. Position is a string of characters that are placed onto the screen exactly as we type them. So we see that position is right here. Now this is cool, but what would be really cool is if we could actually track the position of the bike as it drives. And the way to do that is using what's known as concatenation. So right after this position, I'm going to write colon, space, and then I'm going to do something that looks like we're adding numbers together. But when you do it with strings, it actually just concatenates strings together. Now that's a funny word. I'm going to write it out. String concatenation literally means, in Latin, by the way, combining together. So we want to combine together the word position, the colon, the space, and then what's inside the variable position. I'm going to do it just like that. Save this. Let's check out what happens here. Now it updates us with the position every time it gets redrawn. You see this? Now we know the position of the Tron bike at any time during its drawing, during its course. So we know when it's about to bounce, bam, and it's gone, coming back. See what I'm saying? So we can keep track of things, and if we keep track of the speed, I want you guys to try and do this right now. I want you right below position to keep track of the speed so that we know when it's negative and when it's positive. Go ahead and try and do that right now. I'll give you a few seconds. I want you to do the exact same thing that I did. Use this text function to try and get the word speed, colon, space, and then the actual speed of the bike, which we're changing every now and then using our conditionals. Go ahead and do that right below this right here. Take a few seconds and we'll come back in a minute. So, some of you are getting this. Right below the text function for position, we need to make another one called, well, we'll just say the string speed. And then we want to concatenate on not the position variable onto it, which will give me the same variable, but the speed variable. And we actually cannot put, we can put them in the same x distance, but we need to increase the y distance, something like 65, and you should get this right here, which will tell you what the speed is when we multiply it by -1. This is what our conditional is doing. Every time the position gets less than 0, we multiply the speed by -1, so it goes from -10 back to 10. And every time it gets larger than 800, we multiply it by -1, so it goes from 10 to -10. And that allows our car to drive back and forth. So we can kind of see what's happening here. This is pretty fun. Now, what we can do next is we can start to control the car. We can set the speed up and down using the arrows. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do next. You ready? Cool, I'm going to paste all this code to Slack and we're going to start with the next video.